So Field getting the sign to go 2x2. We'll go green flag racing next time around. Look at those drivers in row number 2. Mike Babcock to the inside from Creighton, Nebraska. He's raced here one time with the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models, but it came all the way back in 2018. His first trip to Rock Rapids since 2018 for Mike Babcock. Curious to see how he does tonight, but out of turn 4, Field is set, and we're ready to go green flag racing here. Peterbilt to Sioux Falls, heat race number 1. Presented by the Beer Garden in Beersburg. We're rolling to turns 1 and 2. Shane DeMay with the early race lead, and he'll lead out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Anderson rolls in second. Carlson takes over that third spot. Carlson looks to the inside in turns 3 and 4. They nearly come together in the center of the turn, but leading lap number 1 will be the 15M, Shane DeMay. Top 4 make tonight's redraw later on this evening. Shane DeMay continues to lead. Trevor Anderson runs in that second spot now. Carlson third, fourth to Babcock. And rounding out your top 5 is Jordan Hyman. Kevin Larson in car 44 is rolled to a stop in turn number 3. That could be enough to bring out a caution flag. It is. And we'll go back to green flag racing next time out of turn number 4. Looks like Babcock's also going to turn off of turn number 3. He'll be done. So we got a 4-pack left here in heat race number 1. Green's out. We're back to racing. Hyman goes to the outside for third. Jordan Hyman to that third spot. Carlson looks like he's broken on the back straightaway. We'll see if he can take that car back to the pit area. 3 cars down here in heat race number 1. Battle for the race lead, though, as we're going to turns 1 and 2. Anderson to the outside is going to try the diamond line off at turn number 2. Battle for the lead down the back straightaway. Shane DeMay has it. Trevor Anderson wants it. Anderson again enters higher on the speedway, tries to shoot to the bottom off the corner. This time can't make it work, and DeMay pulls the way down the front stretch. He may fall into the clutches of Jordan Hyman. Hyman to the inside, can't quite make it happen there. As the laps wind down, last time it was 4 to go. This time 3 laps remaining for your race leader. Now Shane DeMay well out in front. Half a straightaway advantage. It's 1.3 seconds at the flag stand. Hyman went to the inside, pushed up the racetrack. So we'll go single file down the backstretch as the field works to 2 to go. 2 to go here for the 15M of Shane DeMay. And it's still Anderson and Hyman. Hyman trying to reel in the 20. He may have one last effort for that number 2 spot before it's all said and done. Comes DeMay out of turn number 4. White flag flying. One more trip around the speedway. Enters in the middle of the racetrack, stays in the middle all the way through turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. The driver out of Denison, Iowa, Shane DeMay, is going to look at the flag stand and see the checkered flag. He'll win heat race number 1, presented by Peterbilt to Sioux Falls. So Peterbilt to Sioux Falls, heat race number 1. Goes to Shane DeMay in car 15M. Trevor Anderson finishes second. Third will go to Hyman. Fourth will be credited to David Carlson. Then Mike Babcock and Kevin Larson round out your finishing order. So Jared Jelsma, Lane Brendan, Luke Sadoff, Brad Vogt, and Tyler Myers, your starting order. Out of 4 this time. 8 laps will be the distance. E&A Concrete heat race number 2, presented by Printing Plus, will go green. Green flag. Brendan with a great start in the 8 car. He'll lead the field at turns 1 and 2. Lane Brendan, your early race leader. Jelsma down low, battle for second. Vogt's going to go to the top side off of turn number 2, and he takes the second spot down the back straightaway. Jelsma settles into third ahead of Luke Sadoff and Tyler Myers. Lane Brendan out of turn number 4 slides to the cushion, and he will lead lap number 1. Brendan continues to extend his advantage as the battle heats up for third. Sadoff took a peek to the inside out of turn number 2 to no avail that time. Jelsma slides through the middle. Brendan nearly goes around out front. Lane Brendan nearly went around, and now Brad Vogt reels him in. He was able to hold on to it. Vogt reels him in. Battle for third. Vogt loses time off at turn number 2, so we'll keep an eye on the race for the third spot. Jelsma has it. Luke Sadoff right there, and Tyler Myers not far out of the picture. To the inside goes Sadoff, race for the third spot at the line. The Jackson, Minnesota runner, longtime stock car driver, has the third spot. One career win to his credit for the 5 of Luke Sadoff. It came in 2020 at Fairmont. His best finish here at Rock Rapids with the series was an 8th place finish last season. And he's looking for the second spot. He's not done yet. Trying to reel in the 11 of Vogt. Myers has slipped around Jelsma as well. He's into 4th. Out of turn number 4. Laps will continue to wind down. And right now, Lane Brendan has extended his lead once again. Luke Sadoff reeling in Vogt. Battle for the second spot shaping up. Takes a peek to the inside, gets to the quarter, not any closer. Vogt has the momentum down the back straightaway, puts a car link between himself and the 5. 2 laps remaining. Battle for second, still the one to watch on the racetrack. Sadoff again to the inside up at turn number 4. Can't make anything happen that time. Down into turns 1 and 2. Sadoff gets a little closer. Still can't make the move, but he's right on the back bumper of Vogt as we race into turn number 3. White flag set to fly. Lane Brendan will take it. One more trip around the Speedway for the driver out of Mitchell, South Dakota. But the battle's still on for second. Sadoff back to the inside of Vogt. Down the back straightaway, they'll run for the final time. Lane Brendan's going to pick up the heat race win. Second still up for grabs. Vogt slides high. Sadoff to the inside. Brendan hangs the checkered flag. Vogt's going to hold on for the 2 spot. Good race there in heat race number 2. Lane Brendan picks up the heat race win. Vogt runs second. After a hard charge from Luke Sadoff, he finishes in the 3rd spot. So we got an exciting front row here in this one. Beinoff, Benson, Olsen, and Fitzpatrick. Final heat race of the evening for the repairablevehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. This one presented by Burt's Sports Bar and Grill. And out of turn number 4, green set to fly, we're racing. Nate has the advantage. He goes to the inside of turns 1 and 2. Here comes Nick to the outside, side by side. Olsen tries to make it 3 wide, but Nick Beinoff leads down the back straightaway. Rips the top off of turn number 2 and leads the field at turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Lap number 1 will go to Nick Beinoff. Nate Beinoff runs second, Chad Olsen third, Fitzpatrick fourth. Benson rounds out your field as we cross the start-finish line for the first time. 7 laps remain now. Nate Beinoff has separated himself from the 10C of Chad Olsen, and he'll try to reel in his older brother in the Hawkeye number 1. The Beinoff Estates LVO Manufacturing Frontier Bank number 1 out front. The margin that time is 0.8 of a second. 0.8 for Nick ahead of his younger brother. Olsen nearly a full second behind them in 10C, although he is reeling in Nate Beinoff through turns 3 and 4. This time at the flag stand, it's the 1.1 seconds. So the lead, oh, Olsen goes around. Olsen went around in turn number 2, caution flag. That'll be an Asphalt Pros caution flag for Chad Olsen out of Hendricks, Minnesota in turn number 2. Benson 4th, and now Chad Olsen will restart 5th. We'll be back to green flag racing here this time out of turn number 4. 3 laps in the books, 5 remain here on heat race number 3. It's the repairablevehicles.com Tri-State Late Models Burt's Sports Bar and Grill heat race number 3. 5 laps remain here. Nick Beinoff sets the pace. Green's out, we're racing. Good restart there for Nick Beinoff. Fitzpatrick's going to go to the top, catches a push in the center of the turns. Nate Beinoff gets away from him, but Fitzpatrick's able to hold on to 3rd ahead of Chad Olsen. A little choppy over there in turn number 3 right now. Drivers trying to find the best way to enter turn number 3. Maybe a deciding factor in some of these features coming up later on this evening. Fitzpatrick still holds off Olsen in that battle for 3rd and 4th. Right now, that's the best battle on the racetrack as Nick Beinoff continues to lead. We're past halfway, 3 remain for number 1. Olsen to the inside of Fitzpatrick, off of 4 and down the front straightaway, and into turn number 1. He'll slide in front of the 27 and reclaim that 3rd spot. So he spun earlier, no harm, no foul though for Chad Olsen. Back to the 3rd spot, back to reeling in Nate Beinoff. 2 laps remain. A full second is the margin between the number 1 and the 51. But Olsen still right there in 10C, not giving up just yet as the white flag is set to fly. And Nick Beinoff one more trip around the Speedway. Enters high in turn number 1, shoots to the middle off of turn number 2 and drives away down the backstretch for the final time into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Burt Sports Bar and Grill heat race number 3 goes to the hometown hero, Nick Beinoff. Nate Beinoff across the line in second, Chad Olsen third, fourth will go to Dylan Fitzpatrick, and fifth is Mike Benson. But give him a hand. First laps in the car this season were hot laps tonight, and now he's a heat race winner in Burt Sports Bar and Grill heat race number 3, Nick Beinoff. That'll do it for heat racing action for the RepairableVehicles.com. Tri-State Late Models will be back later on this evening with our 25-lap main event. I want you to be on your feet, and I want you to make enough noise that these drivers can hear you over the rumble of their powerful late model engines. Rapid Speedway, this is the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. Field lined up 2 by 2 now behind your Rapid Speedway pace truck. Lane Brendan, Trevor Anderson, Nick Beinoff, Shane DeMay, Nate Beinoff, Brad Vogt, Jordan Hyman, Luke Sadoff, Chad Olsen, Mike Babcock, Jared Gelsman, Dylan Fitzpatrick, David Carlson, Tyler Myers, Mike Benson, and Kevin Larson. 25 circuits here at the Rapid Speedway. Greens out, we're racing. Field rolls into turn at number 1, side by side, nearly 3 wide for the race lead. We are nearly 3 wide. Lane Brendan leads down the back straightaway. Trevor Anderson second. Nick Beinoff third. Battle for fourth behind them. Nick Beinoff again to the inside of Anderson. Anderson through the middle, 3 wide off of 4 for the race lead. Lane Brendan leads lap number 1. Anderson still right there, looks to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Beinoff trying to run the tires. Good battle for the race lead. Beinoff's got to step out of it. Still a good battle for the top 2. Here goes Anderson to the inside. Remember, he won Tuesday at Houston's for his first career win with the series. Lane Brendan leads, though. Lane Brendan has never won with the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. His best career finish came right here at the Rapid Speedway in 2020. It was a 4th place effort. Here goes Beinoff to the inside of the 20 of Anderson. That's a battle for the runner-up spot. Beinoff can't quite make it happen this time. They'll fall back in line, single file. Beinoff back to the top. DeMay still runs 4th. Nate Beinoff rounds out the top 5. Jordan Hyman 6th. 7th is Brad Vogt, then Luke Sadoff and Babcock behind them. Top 3 still fighting amongst themselves for the top 3 spots. Beinoff's going to look to the outside of Anderson this time. Beinoff changes lines, gets a big run off of turn number 2 to the outside of the 20 of Anderson. He goes side by side for the runner-up spot. Meanwhile, Anderson fights to the inside of Lane Brendan. Throw a blanket over the top 3 off of turn number 4. What a race out front so far. Anderson back to the inside. Beinoff to the back bumper. Beinoff's over the top. Beinoff's over the top. That's going to bring out a caution flag. Oh, my. Nick Beinoff brings out the first Asphalt Pros caution flag, battling for the race lead and slid off the top of turn number 2. Wow. September 26, 2020 at the Rapid Speedway, Lane Brendan got 4th. That's his best career finish with the series. He's looking for his first ever win with the Tri-State Late Models. If those first 5 laps are any indication, we are in for a good one. 20 remain, greens out, we're racing. Good restart for Brendan. He goes to the top in turn number 1, slides through the middle, now back to the cushion off of turn 2. Anderson's there, but he slides back into second. Shane DeMay now in third. Anderson again looks to the inside of your leader. Battle for the race. Oh, we got one over the top in turn number 3. Green light staying on for the time being. Now the caution flag flies. Caution flag out in turn number 2. Or excuse me, turn number 3. So I did not see who went over the top there, but one car got shuffled over the top of the racetrack entering turn number 3, bringing out another Asphalt Pros caution flag. Then we've got Sadoff and the rest of the field following behind them. Delaware double file restart, this time off of turn number 4. Lane Brendan still leads and sets the pace to the cone in turn number 4. Green's out, we're back to racing. Good start there for Lane Brendan. Leading the field to turn 1 and 2 one more time. Got a little tight on the cushion, and Anderson's there. DeMay rockets into 3rd off the top side. Binoff back to 4th. Vogt rounds out the top 5 side by side for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th behind them. But out front, it's still Lane Brendan. Brendan running through the middle of the Speedway in turns 1 and 2. Anderson all the way down on the tires. DeMay up on the top side of the racetrack. Anderson runs it deep into turn number 3, trying to make a bid for the top spot, but Lane Brendan very strong off the outside, continues to lead. Luke Sadoff has moved into 5th, and he's looking to the inside of Nate Binoff. That's the battle for 4th and 5th, although the bottom not the preferred line in 1 and 2, and Nate drives away from him. We got another caution flag out over the Speedway. Caution flag. $11 of those starts coming here at the Rapid Speedway. The best he's ever finished is 4th. Can he close the door? Can he take the win? Green's out. We got 17 laps to find out. Anderson to the bottom, pulls side by side with Brendan. May get a run off of 2. No, Brendan's got the momentum of the top side and drives away down the backstretch. DeMay still in 3rd. Battle for 4th and 5th. Nate Binoff inside. Luke Sadoff outside. That's a good race for the 4 and 5 spots, but again, still Lane Brendan out front. Anderson back to the bottom. This time he might have room to make the move. Anderson's going to try to side it from front. No, not this time. Lane Brendan drives back around his outside. Brendan to the top, Anderson down low. Good battle for the race lead as they tiptoe into 3, and Brendan drives away out of 4. A great drive off of turn 4 down the front straightaway that last time. Now Lane Brendan has 4 or 5 car lengths between himself and the 20. Anderson enters high this time, now drives down through the middle off of turn number 4. Still can't close the gap. DeMay still runs in that 3rd spot. 4th, Nate Binoff. 5th now is Chad Olson. He moved into the top 5 around the 5 of Luke Sadoff. He may not be done there. He's closing in on the 51 of Nate Binoff. We've got a battle for the lead nearly, but a battle for 4th as well as Olson's caught Nate Binoff. Anderson, though, right underneath the tail of the 8 machine. Lane Brendan enters high. Anderson down low. We might have a lead change out of 4. Anderson slides up in front. You've got a new leader into 1. Oh, the leaders get together. The leaders get together. The leaders get together, and Lane Brendan's over the top. Red flag out as the leaders got together going into 1, sending Lane Brendan flipping off the outside of the racetrack. 1st and 2nd making contact after a lead change at the line. Turns 1 and 2. So those of you watching on Advantage, you can see the replay now. Anderson and Brendan, again, door to door, getting together into 1. Anderson slid off the outside of the racetrack, and as soon as Brendan got to where the cushion and the top of the racetrack meet, a light rollover, was a rollover, not a heavy one though. Left for Shane DeMay out in front of the field now, inheriting the lead after that red flag. Binoff now sits in the 2nd spot. Chad Olson will restart 3rd. Luke Sadoff and Tyler Myers round out your top 5. Then Vogt, Babcock, Benson, Jelsma, and Trevor Anderson will be your restart order. Lights are out of 4. We'll come back to green. 12 to go for Shane DeMay. DeMay to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Now slides up through the middle of the racetrack. Side by side still for 2nd. It's going to go to Olson down the back straightaway. Chad Olson to the 2 spot. Binoff's going to fight back to his inside. Still side by side for the 2nd spot, but Olson has it off of 4. Can the farmer from Hendricks, Minnesota, who's got 4 career victories with the repairableVehicles.com Tri-State late models, 2 of them coming here at the Rapid Speedway, reel in the rookie driver from Denison, Iowa? Laps continue to wind down. Now we've got 10 to go. 10 remain for Shane DeMay. He runs the top side of the speedway all the way around turns 1 and 2 as a 4-car length advantage into 3. Still some good battling deep in the field. Anderson's gotten around 3 cars in his charge back towards the front. He sits in 7th now. Beinoff's not done trying to chase down the 10C. Top 3 all on the same straightaway, and Babcock actually has moved into the 4 spot around. No, as soon as I say that, Babcock's off the top of turn number 4. And Olsen went around off of turn number 4 as well. Babcock back on the racetrack. The cars cross the start-finish line to complete that lap. And the 10C of Chad Olsen brings out another Asphalt Pros caution flag off of turn number 4. Did not see what happened in turn 4 to send Chad Olsen spinning into the infield. But whatever it was enough to bring out another Asphalt Pros caution flag. So we'll try it again. Again, 8 laps remain now. We'll try to get some green flag circuits in here. Shane DeMay sets the pace, greens out, back to racing. Close eye on that 15M of Shane DeMay. You can see sparks coming from underneath that car. Here comes Luke Sadoff to the inside. Luke Sadoff explodes off of turn number 2, dives to the inside of DeMay, side-by-side battle for the race lead. DeMay through the middle, Luke Sadoff down low at the line. You got a new leader. Luke Sadoff leads in car number 5. Sadoff goes to the outside. Beinoff's there. Anderson's there. 4 cars will battle for the race lead. And I'm telling you, Shane DeMay's car is braking. Shane DeMay has got an issue underneath that 15M. You can see sparks coming from underneath that car. He's losing spots quickly. And here comes Anderson back to the race lead. Anderson around the outside of Luke Sadoff. From the back to the front for Trevor Anderson. And he drives away from the field. Trevor Anderson, what a display after going to the back, getting through the work area. He's walking away. He is walking away from the rest of the field at this point with 5 to go. Sadoff runs second, Babcock third, fourth to Beinoff. Rounding out your top 5 is Olsen. But right now, wow, Anderson's on fire right now. Absolutely setting sail on the rest of the field. Sadoff's watching him fade off into the distance like a ship leaving port. Running the very outside rim of the racetrack is the 20 of Anderson. Still good battling for third and fourth between Babcock and Beinoff. And now Olsen's in that mix as well. Beinoff down low looking for third. He'll slide up in front of the 83. He's got it. Beinoff to third. Babcock's going to try to fight back into 3. Beinoff still there, though. 2 to go for your race leader. Still, we'll keep an eye on that battle for third for the time being. Second, third, fourth, and fifth, all single file down the back straightaway together, but out front, Trevor Anderson with what might be one of the most impressive performances I've seen, was involved in a red flag past the halfway point of this feature, got towed to the work area, able to make it back out in the nick of time, and the Watertown, South Dakota driver goes 2 for 2 this week and wins his second career Tri-State Late Models feature. Pumped up crew down here, you gotta say, and what a display put on by Trevor Anderson tonight. On Monday, his best career finish was third. He'd done it 3 times. Tonight, he picks up his second career win with the series in a second in a week. He's pumped up down here, and deservedly so. Trevor Anderson, after the halfway point, you were involved in a red flag You were able to drive by all of them. 12 laps to go, starting at the tail of the field. Was it just points? Did you really think you had a chance? And how were you able to pull that off?
You know how hard you race when you're pissed off? Woo!
I got to tell you, he's pumped up down here. You can better than that. Man,
Did you guys like that, huh? Woo!
Love to see it, love to see it. I got to tell you what, though, take a moment to talk about your crew, because you barely made it back out. Those guys were thrashing down here to get you back out there, and I tell you what, you could have done it with them tonight.
Thank you to the crew here at Rapid Speedway. Thank you to Tri-State for getting me back on the track. I was a little heated over there. I said a few choice words, got back in my car. Thanks to all the guys that I don't even know that helped me. I appreciate all your help. Let's go, baby!
You came into tonight, third place was your best finish. You've done it 3 times. Now 2 wins in a week. You got to be feeling good.
Oh, man, life is good. That's all I can say. Thanks to my fiance. Thanks to everybody. Life is awesome. God is great.
There we go. One more time. Rapid Speedway. Trevor Anderson from the back of the field in 12 laps picks up the win. We got our trophy presenter down here. He's going to give it to Trevor. He gets the big trophy, and, man, he is pumped down here.